I think it's time to make a real sandwich again.
It's good. Do you know why it's good? When your cells look like this, day after day after day, and you're surprised because you get cancer.
She's like, what are you doing with bread? What are you buying bread? We're gonna buy something now at the store because I need to show you something. Let's get a nice bread. I'm getting off Carnivore. I'm having bread. Okay, it's true. I actually bought it. I left the store with the first bread I bought in 6 months.
Yeah.
I know. She was like, what are you doing with bread? What are you buying bread? What I want you to do now, use your imagination. This is not a piece of bread. This is actually one of your cells, one of the trillions of cells that makes up your body. So think about that.
Now, what are we gonna do? We're gonna take 2 of your cells, just 2, out of this bag, and put them into a toaster. There you go. And we're gonna wait. As we wait, we can start looking at one thing. Crustless bread loaf. Ingredients: wheat flour, thank God, there's still flour in flour bread. Water, sunflower oil, 3%. Now, 3% means that this much of this amount is sunflower oil. Sunflower oil is a seed oil. A seed oil, your body doesn't know what to do with it because it's not a natural ingredient. It's not an ingredient your body can utilize. So what it does with us, it builds it up and creates lots of inflammation. No seed oils in the world is a nutrient. All the process to make it into an oil has killed everything. It's just tons of omega-6 that creates tons of inflammation and go take the place in your cells of the wall. So it goes and gets the material you give it. So if you eat a lot of seed oils, your cell walls, these cells, use the seed oil to make that wall. And now let's see what happens to them when you eat something like this. Look, it came up. Do you see this color? This is burned. Do you know what that means? That your cell has been burned. It's called glycolation. That means that every time you eat more than 4 grams of sugar, this is what happens inside of your body. And do you know why this happens? Because your body cannot deal with more than 4 grams of sugars. It doesn't matter whether it comes from bread, whether it comes from table sugar, whether it comes from cane sugar, fructose, glucose, pasta, rice. It does not matter. More than 4 grams of sugar, this is what happens. But it's not over. Anything that is a carbohydrate is a sugar. It doesn't matter. You can eat it in any form you like. The second it goes in and it's broken apart, it becomes glucose. Glucose is sugar. So there's sugar, there's added sugar, emulsifiers, a lot of these, as I said, bean flour, just because, I don't know, let's put some beans in your bread, preservatives, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then wheat gluten, because otherwise apparently there's not enough gluten in here. We have to add a little bit more gluten. Stabilizers, guar gum, that's awesome. And flour treatment agent. Do you know what that is? That is something to make it stable and look nice and white. And then thank God they add some ascorbic acid, which is nothing but vitamin C, to make sure it doesn't get rancid too fast, because all the other addition to it were not enough. We have to add some vitamin C too. And then of course flavoring, because all the sugar and the salt in here is not enough. So you're really telling me that this thing, wait, you're telling me that this thing is more nutritious than this thing? I mean, let me write all the nutrients that this has and everything that this has, okay? Because I'm sorry, this compared to this, and this is how your cell looks like now. All the sugars you've put in there with your bread, pasta, grains, and I mean, come on, let's talk about it. This is food. It's a bowl. This is a bowl. When your cells look like this, day after day after day after day, And you're surprised because you get cancer, you're surprised because you get diabetes, Alzheimer, Parkinson, leukemia. I mean, come on. This is where nutrients are, because this is what we're made of. We're not made of this shit. And if you think you're made of this shit, go on eating it and good luck. I'm sorry, it's just that I'm tripping. I'm just tripping. I mean, this is what it became. I mean, it's not normal. You can't call this food. This is sugar with a gluten addition and lots of stabilizers, and you pretend to be healthy by eating this stuff. It's good, yes, it's good. Do you know why it's good? Because all the sugar stimulates your opiate receptors. It makes you feel good. You're high. You're just high. You're just high. And like every other junkie on the planet that shoots up heroin, you say, it's good for me. You find excuses because it's everywhere to buy. So next time you see a junkie, remember that if you can't say no to this, you're exactly the same. Because that means you can't say no to a feeling of well-being that is fake. When you eat real food, that does not happen. It only happens when you eat stuff that you're not supposed to eat.